Now the shares of Alibaba today are trading up over 6%. Now this came after Alibaba, of course, thrashed analyst expectations on terms of the total revenues and of course the earnings per share, because as seen on the screen, analysts were expecting Alibaba to report total revenues of around 224 billion Chinese yen, which of course we saw them reporting 234 billion RMB or Chinese yen, which is something that is of course incredible. Same goes with the earnings per share. Analysts were expecting an earnings per share of over 14, of course, RMB or Chinese yen, and we saw Alibaba coming out and report an EPS of over 17 RMB or Chinese yen. Now Alibaba, ladies and gents, this 200 or over 234 billion RMB or over $32 billion, it is a 14% increase year over year. This is something that is incredible, because finally we are getting to see Alibaba growing in terms of the revenues they generate. This is the good thing that is showing, of course, or showing case, of course, partly the results of China opening up. This is something that makes me to be really excited on these earnings, because, ladies and gents, income from operation grew by 70% year over year, which saw Alibaba, of course, seeing a $5.8 billion coming from income from operation, which to get to see that it is a 70% increase year over year. Again, it's something that should be well noted by investors to say that Alibaba, it is doing quite well, or they did very well for these, of course, Q1 earnings which they reported today. The adjusted EBITDA also grew by 32%, which of course equated to a roughly around $6.2 billion, which again, it shows the growth that we are seeing from Alibaba. I mean, this stock, ladies and gents, for those of you that might not follow me on social or on my socials, this is a stock that I officially came back, or I started buying once again yesterday, and as seen on the screen, ladies and gents, I'm already up, of course, again over 6% onto this stock. I'm very excited because, ladies and gents, I got to get an opportunity to, of course, buy Alibaba at $94 per stock, and I'm not saying it won't come back down here, but obviously if it doesn't, then it would mean that I got it at a very good price. I'm hoping that we see the shares of Alibaba continue surging, because like I said, this is a company that is showing some good recovery, especially when you look at this Q1 earnings. I mean, this is a company that saw, of course, its liquidity improving so much, of course, or so well, because as seen on the screen, once again, you'll notice that, of course, their free cash flow increased by around 76% to about $5.3 billion, which again, this is a very good thing, because this $5.4 billion, it just shows, of course, how strong is Alibaba growing. I mean, a 76% increase on free cash flows. It is something that I think as an investor, you should definitely note that. Now, as I've said, I started buying Alibaba and I currently own around 30 shares and I'm up over 6%, and I'm very excited, and I hope to see, of course, this share or this company continue growing, because Alibaba, ladies and gents, it is one of the stocks that, of course, were heavily hit by the Chinese crackdowns, were heavily hit, ladies and gents, by, of course, the heavy fines that they were getting, which of course were not making them to do that well. And over and above that, the Chinese economy that were, of course, being impacted by, of course, the hard lockdowns that were being imposed, or zero COVID policies, which of course those are some of the things which, to get to see that most of the things are out of the way as the China continues opening up, or as the Chinese economy continue opening up, this Alibaba is one of the companies that, of course, will continue seeing some good growth. This is a company that we are going to continue seeing it grow in terms of the revenues and probably, of course, profitability. I'm very excited by these earnings, especially that, like I said, I got an opportunity to buy them yesterday, which obviously made me to it's making me to sit at over 6% onto this stock. Otherwise, with all that, guys, I just thought I'd just give you this quick update. You already know that this video was just an entertainment video and not a professional financial advice video. I really appreciate if you can just hit the like button if you did enjoy the content that I was giving you about Alibaba's Q1 earnings, which we not only saw them thrashing analyst expectations, but we saw, of course, things like free cash flow improving, things like income from operations increasing by, of course, 70%, whilst we saw, of course, free cash flows increasing by around 76%. This is something that is supposed to, of course, show you that Alibaba might be in it for a good long run. This is a company that, of course, if you have to take an opportunity and invest into it, you might find yourselves, of course, getting some good rewards as we see the recovery continuing, especially as the Chinese economy continue opening. These are the stocks that we are going to see them continuing to do very well. I'm very excited about what Alibaba might bring for us in the coming quarters, in the coming, of course, earnings, which, of course, I only look forward to positive vibes because, like I said, I'm very excited, and I'm going to now, or from now on, I'm long and strong onto Alibaba. As I've said in some of the comments, or responding to some of the comments, I believe that this is a stock that, of course, as the more we see, of course, China opening in terms of its economic activity, is the more we are going to see companies like Alibaba doing well in terms of the revenues they generate and the earnings per share. Otherwise, that's all that, guys. I make tons and tons of stock market investing videos, and if you think that this video was amazing, please don't forget to hit the like button, comment, and subscribe. And once you subscribe, don't forget to hit or click that notification bell so that at least you get notified by YouTube every time I drop a new content. Otherwise, that's all from me, and I wish you nothing but the best in your stock market investing journey, and God bless you all.